Welcome to episode 20 of Nobody's Watching. Today we look at the same blaster that we looked at in episode 1 of Nobody's Watching, the Ultra Speed. Difference being, this time we've got it to level 14 and we've unlocked that third nerf power. So we're going to have some fun looking at that. We need to equip it with a heal card because this blaster does not have great survivability due to its low health. And now survivability is the name of the game because the third nerf power gives us a 15% damage boost each time we defeat an opponent, stacking up to 5 times, which means we can get a total of an additional 75% damage to our opponents. So not only are we going to be super fast, but we're going to be hitting super hard as well, or at least that's the theory. For the 3 people that have been watching this series since the beginning, you'll probably remember that this blaster becomes very hard to pilot once the speed has ticked up a couple of times, particularly on maps with a lot of obstacles. I'm wanting to play some pinball, so I'm going to drop out the Cyclone Shock in place of the Commander to get that 20% reduction on cooldown time, although I'll probably switch back to using the Cyclone Shock later because I really like that plus 20% rate of fire. But we'll see how we get on with this configuration for now. Right, let's try and invite some friends to games and see if we can get some teamwork going and double up the fun. I see Solodragons in game, and I've been playing with Solodragon a fair bit lately. We work well together, so it'd be interesting if they jump in. Hopefully someone jumps in, but if not, I'll just jump straight into some games. Ooh, and we get an invite from Solodragon, so Solodragon will be in charge. Looks like we're going to start off with 3v3, which is absolutely fine. To be honest, the Speed Blaster does work well in 3v3, particularly on the 3 maps that are decent for sniper rifles, so the Duel, the Ancient Ruins, and to a lesser extent, I think it's called the Deep Jungle. The other 2 maps, not so good, but we'll give them a try anyway. Starting off with the dungeon, this is actually the worst map for this blaster because there's just far too many water hazards knocking around. It gets very easy to run into them, but nonetheless, we'll give it a try. It's been a long time since I played with this blaster. It's sat in the Ultra Select spot, so I'll be naturally comparing it to that. So straight in, we've got really good range. Struggling to get line of sight though, which is kind of to be expected on this map. This map favours the Rivonics. But there we go, we've got our first kill, so hopefully we should have 15% extra damage now, and we're getting attacked from the back. I'm going to teleport away because we don't want to fight in close quarters, and that should give us the ability to try and take our opponents out at range. So we're getting a bit of damage on. Guy with the double punch is dead, and we've got these 2 Zombie Blaster MFs coming up, and they're both down, so doing nicely. You can see the speed starting to build up now. It's not got to the point where it's difficult to control yet, but it will do very, very soon, unless we get killed, of course. I find at this point it's very difficult to even hit somebody unless you're standing still, which obviously makes you quite vulnerable. But that's just kind of due to the nature of this map. On other maps it can be a lot easier to stay moving and still hit people. I am struggling though to hit people. I'm noticing the rate of fire doesn't seem to be quite as good as I remember, although I think it's just because I've been used to the Ultra Select. So there we are, first game, we survived through it. I'm not sure exactly how many kills I got there. I don't think I maxed it out. Let's have a look. Only two, right? So yeah, we didn't really see. We would have got a 30% damage boost there. That's not amazing. Right, let's just cut straight to the next game. And it's the dungeon again. Just my luck. Doesn't matter though. It'll give us an opportunity to see what the blaster's like in this less than ideal environment. And I'm sure we'll get plenty of opportunities to look at different maps and hopefully even some different game types. More than anything though, I just need some practice moving around with this thing because I'm still a bit rusty. Okay, we've got someone up there on the right, so we'll just try and get some damage on them. And a couple of hits, but that rate of fire seeming really slow. Maybe the Cyclone Shock will improve that, but let's look at the blaster how it naturally is. So I'm just going to try and get a few snipe shots off. We've got Solodragon here with the brain saw, so hopefully if anyone rushing us, Solodragon will protect us and I will play back up. So we can come in with the Megalodon and Solodragon's getting some nasty knockback, but trying to push forward, and we managed to get a kill, which is really nice. And was that a second kill? Okay, so we should have at least 30% damage bonus at this point. while Solodragon retreats, and he's managed to do a really good job of surviving that hairy situation. And bang, we get knocked back straight into the water. Not even sure where that came from, to be honest, so we're going to have to come back in with the Rivonics. Not that it matters, the game is over, so we don't actually get a chance to use that Rivonics. So let's see how many kills we got with the speed. So 4, so that'll be a plus 60% bonus to damage. We've not actually managed to see it is full capacity yet. I'm going to put the Cyclone Shot back in because I don't like that slow rate of fire. I'm not used to it, and I want to hit as hard as I can. Hopefully get up to at least 5 kills this time. Although it does occur to me that 5 kills is half of what you need to win. With 3 players, not necessarily always viable. Looks like we're back in the dungeon. So thinking about that, actually, if you want lots and lots of kills, maybe this blaster is more suited to pinball than 3v3. But nonetheless, we'll carry on playing. So teleport up the middle, and straight away we've got a line of fire immediately. That rate of fire is feeling loads better, but what I am noticing there when I'm getting rushed with, I don't know if it was the brain saw or what, but I'm really feeling the lack of knockback. So if that was the Ultra Select, that would have knocked that person back. As you saw, I got taken out very quickly by Farticus, who I know is a real player. And Farticus is using the Dreadbolt, which means we're going to have a load of zombies running around. This match actually might be quite difficult. We need to try and take Farticus out if we can. And we need to be careful because we're currently losing. I'm under the cosh, so I'm retreating. And here comes one of our teammates. I don't know if this is a bot or a real person, but they've activated that orange aura. So I'm just going to try and... Well, I did try and hit the backboard, but I accidentally fell off the pillar, so that was a bit daft of me. We're just getting absolutely mauled and very quickly get defeated. I'm not surprised there. Our teammate was just in the worst position ever. Oh, and it looks like Farticus is in our team by the end, even though we were facing them down, so that's some weird glitch. Oh, and it looks like Farticus is trying to invite us to a game, and now all 3 of us are on a team. Okay, we should do a lot better with Farticus on our side rather than being on the opponent's side. And having that Dreadbolt is always something that you want on your team. It can really turn the tide of battle. So let's just hope that we don't get the dungeon this time. Ancient Ruins, this is the perfect map to use the speed on, because there's lots of wide open lanes, there's lots of lines of sight, there's plenty of room for strafing, and there's very few obstacles to bump into. It's really easy to use on this map, so hopefully we get all 5 damage ticks. So there's 1 already, it's great, really off to a good start, and there's a second, nice. At least I think they were my kills. They might not have been, to be honest. I didn't see the little star that pops up. But either way, we're already doing really well. 4 kills to 0, and the speed is ticking up nicely. I'm starting to get that movement. Okay, so we've got an enemy who's just run out of shield. See if we can kill them. Okay, I got the star there, so that was definitely at least 1 kill for me. That's the thing about having 2 really good teammates on your team. You might do a lot of damage, but you might not necessarily get the kills. Doesn't really matter. Sooner or later, I will hit the 5 kill tick. But for now, let's just try and have a bit of fun with this. This is our 20th episode of No One's Watching. It's a bit of a celebration episode. I'm really happy that I get to have some teammates playing with me while I record this video. Kind of makes it a little bit more special. And look how fast we just annihilate our opponents. Not sure how many kills I got there. Only the 1. Well, that just goes to show you, doesn't it? 180k damage pumped out and a single kill. But yeah, this is going to be a really good episode, hopefully. I'm glad to look back on my channel and see how far I've come. When I made that first video, I wasn't really expecting anyone to watch it at all. But I've managed to get quite a few regular viewers. I get people interacting with my videos. I get people who find me, like Solodragon, who's found my channel and also plays with me in game, which is great. So I'm really pleased with how this channel's come along. And I've accidentally loaded in with the Rivonics. I didn't mean to do that, but it doesn't matter. Let's just push forward and let's try and play the upfront tank, which is what the Rivonics is best at. So straight away doing some damage, getting some kills, and we've taken out the first wave of opponents already. So now I get to be a menace and use the clumping and the ricocheting darts of the Rivonics to just do some real damage. I've got that shield if I need it, but it doesn't look like I'm going to need it necessarily. Spoke too soon, die really quickly to a boosted up sniper, and now we get to come back in with the speed. Probably not going to have enough time to get many ticks on either damage or speed, but you can see the really long line of sight. That was the thing that first drew me to the Speed Blaster, is just how far it can hit. It is the closest thing to a sniper rifle that isn't a sniper rifle. Very akin to the Ultra Select in that respect. So yeah, I kind of botched that match, but never mind, it doesn't matter, we'll just move straight on to the next one. And now we're in Deep Jungle. Again, this isn't bad for this particular blaster. You get some pretty decent sniper lanes. I'm starting on the left hand side, so we're going to try and take out the person on the far right hand side if we can. And you can see as soon as you start moving forward, you're well within auto shoot range, and just look how quickly that we do that damage. I just didn't manage to get the final kill, but there it is, I've got it now. And once again, we've got zombies running all over the place. It makes for a really fun game. It does also make for quite difficult long lines of sight, so I might not necessarily be the most effective sniper, but what I do think we'll do is we'll just run through these games really quickly. With 30 seconds in, we've not taken any deaths, we've killed 6 opponents, and the Ultra Speed is ticking up and now doing what it does best, which is working as a nice sniper rifle. Making good use of the range. I've got Farticus also sniping using that Dreadbolt, so I'm trying not to get into Farticus's way, and now you can see that speed really taking over. Look how quick I'm moving. I just need to be careful not to accidentally fall in the water, which luckily I don't. But yeah, it does get hard to control the blaster once it gets to that speed. Hopefully some pinball games later on will let me showcase that, because if you survive for like a good 30 seconds plus, it does go a bit bonkers. But even as much as that extra movement speed is really helping, I can't see it overtaking the Ultra Select. It doesn't seem to be doing quite as much damage. I've been paying attention. It seems to be around the like 3, 4, 5, 6,000 mark, depending. Okay, it looks like we've lost Farticus, but not to worry, we don't need 3 teammates to win at 3v3. To be honest, you don't need any teammates to win at 3v3, but having one person on your team makes it so much more likely, because the bots are just a hindrance in 3v3. All they do is just run and get themselves killed really quickly. So if you're on your own in 3v3, you have to try and take out 10 opponents quicker than your bots can just kill themselves 5 times each. I have in the past played games where I've just loaded an alt account in with my main account, have it hide somewhere, and then you just win quite easily because you've not got a second bot running around being an idiot. Okay, so far on the duel, we're getting some good sniper lanes. It looks like we've got an opposing Rivonics, and we get taken out by the Ultra Strike. And load in, and someone's immediately in our face. So yeah, we need to use our Rivonics to take out the Rivonics on the other side, otherwise we're going to get peppered. And now just trying to watch the stairs to make sure people don't come up. Oh, and it looks like we've got enemy zombies everywhere. Right, it looks like there's a Dreadbolt on the opposing side of the field. Oh, and Isney Lull, so this is someone on my friends list. They're one of the top players in the game, and it looks like their team just absolutely annihilates ours, but then once again the game seems to think we're all on the same team. So we got, yeah, annihilated very, very, very quickly there. I'll send an invite to everybody on my friends list, see if anyone joins us. Realistically, if you're facing a team of elite opponents, the team that's got a bot on their side have got such a huge disadvantage. Even if you've got a full 3v3 of like elite players, then you've got a very interesting game on your hands, but those seem to be very, very few and far between in my experience. I think I've only done that like 2 or 3 times since I started playing this game, all the way back in December. Back on the duel, let's see how we go. No scary names opposite, so this should be a whitewash on our half. I'll be honest, I say I've not had these like elite level games. Even if I have, I've probably been the weak link because I've not got my mastery level up yet. When you look at some of the top players in this game, They've just got everything leveled up to 15, which means that they hit a lot harder. Okay, good so far. We've got 1 and now 2 kills, so that's a 30% damage bonus. And our opponents quite cleverly holding back on their side. Suggest maybe... Oh no, there is one of our players over there. I thought maybe that meant that they weren't bots, but no, they were just hanging around and trying to kill that person. So I'm going to run up, try and make use of this speed so that we can run forward, do some damage, run back, and it's not a problem. I've noticed a huge difference since I put the Cyclone Shock in. This blaster just feels a lot better, a lot more natural with that plus 20% fire damage bonus. So now we're going to make use of the high movement speed, try and get up front and do some damage, and it seems to be working. We only need 1 more kill. Somebody with a shield there, so I'm just going to hightail it all the way back just to see how quickly we can traverse the map, and as you can see, it happens that we can do that very quickly. So straight back to the sniper spot, doesn't matter, our teammates win the game for us, and now we get to move on to the next game. So 4, we've still not hit that 5 kill 75% damage mark yet, unfortunately. So I'm just going to keep playing games until we get to that point. It's going to happen sooner or later. I don't know that we'll necessarily see the difference, but obviously when you're shooting at people and you're hitting them, if you look carefully, you can see the numbers floating on the screen, which sees how much damage they're doing. They've got a lot to live up to with the Ultra Select, which does around 10k per hit, which is very, very high. Oh, and within pinball, I didn't see Solodragon switch to pinball, but I'm happy that he did. So we're on Arena 2 with that very long line of sights down the tubes. So let's see how we get on with the sniping. I'm going to have to be careful when the movement speed ticks up because of those 2 hammers and also the hole in the middle. I could accidentally kill myself quite easily. Wow, look how fast and how far I'm shooting there. I've got somebody in the tunnel to contend with, but it doesn't matter. As long as I keep moving about, I should be able to just be a menace from the back, and then when the speed's ticked up a bit, I can use that to run forward and start picking up some tokens. So I think I've got 2 kills so far, so that should be a 30% damage bonus. Was that a third? And you can see now the speed of the blaster starting to pick up, so I can very quickly pick up those 2 tokens and run away. Not really being chased down particularly, and we get another 3rd and 4th kill. So I think 1 more and we'll be at the maximum, so let's try really hard not to run into anything. Got a bit of lag going on, which really doesn't help when you move this fast. So yeah, got to be careful. There's the 5th kill, right, so we've now maxed out the damage bonus, so let's try and see how much we hit for. Based on what we've been seeing, I'm expecting around the 10k mark. Let's see if we can get a hit. 8.5 that time, but remember it does go up and down, so 7 and a bit that time. I think that was 10k there. It's getting quite hard to see, there's a lot going on the screen. I don't know how damage works in this game, but it is inconsistent, I know that much. I'll keep moving with unsnipeable. I think that was about 6.8k damage there. So some of those are as low as like 1,200, which is bizarre, and then 6. Okay, so it's not hitting nearly as hard as I was expecting it to. We got to 9k there, another few 9k, so a 6k, 9k, 7k. Right, let's try and pick up some of these tokens if we can. I'm just trying to avoid the pinball there. I've been hit with some pretty heavy knockback. I think that might have been a Stego Smash Blaster. And now I'm just trying to be careful because I've not got a great deal of control over my movement. There's still lag going on, and I'm very aware of the big hole in the middle. So I'm just trying to pick up tokens as I do. Right, so hopefully what we can do now is just run around the outside. No one should be able to catch us. Look how quickly we're moving. It looks quite cartoonish, really. I think I can probably just run all the way around and back here. It doesn't really even matter. Get hit by the pinball, but it doesn't matter. We get the victory. So yeah, once you get your movement speed up like that, it's obviously a huge advantage once you have the tokens. You just have to survive long enough. So we got 13 kills there. So we definitely hit that 5 tick maximum. Okay, let's play some more pinball. I just want to take the opportunity to give a shout out to people who've been supporting my channel. So Tyler from early on, DJ Stairway, King Tony, who I've played lots of games with, Minchin, who likes to comment on my videos, and obviously to Solodragon, who is featured in this video. Thank you all for your support. Thank you to everyone who watches, whether it's just the odd video here or there or regularly. Those of you who are leaving comments, I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for helping to make my channel a very tiny success. I said at the beginning I'd keep making videos if at least one person was watching, and more than one of you have been watching, so I appreciate that. Okay, so we're off to some more sniper action once again on Pinball Arena 2. Already got a kill in, there's a couple of tokens there, so we'll pick them up. Or now we've got the damage bonus from the aura. So it looked like he was doing about 4.5k damage there without the damage bonus. We hit for 9.5 there, that was interesting. So it's hard to say how much damage this blaster is doing, but I'm fairly confident in saying not as high as the Ultra Select. So I think the idea is that the movement speed's supposed to make up for that. Also, having the clip only hold 12 darts as opposed to the 18, I'm noticing the difference there as well. So far I'm not liking this blaster as much as the Ultra Select. However, with the crazy speed gains, it might turn out to be better in pinball potentially, so let's keep playing with it. The healing card's definitely the right choice so far. I'm never out of combat enough really to get any natural healing going, and when you do take hits, they tend to be pretty big, so I don't even think having the shield would be optimal, which is what I used very early on for this blaster. I think the healing card is the correct choice. We've now got a fair few kills in. I've got 6 of the tokens, I've got loads of movement speed, not really having to worry at all, so let's just try and take out a few more people. If anyone gets near us, we can just run away. Okay, so we need to pick up some more tokens because our teammates died, which we do. Now we hit the heal, and now we're just off to the races. So just keep running around in a circle. I'm going to try not to get hit by pinballs this time, so a reverse direction because of that. Run all the way back to my side of the field, and just nobody able to keep up. Yeah, very good. Right, let's see how many kills we got that time. Only 8, but still, not bad. I'm just going to jump straight to the next one. Arena 4, this should be interesting. It's quite hard to strafe properly on this map because of the obstacles, but it is quite a good sniping map, so see how we get on. I don't think I'll be using the hidden hidey hole in this map much this game. I'm instead going to hold back at least at first, so I'd normally run forward for the tokens, but I'm going to play that sniper role just until I get some speed and hopefully some kills on to this blaster. I will let my teammates play the forward position, and I'll just try and be a menace from the back until I can at least move around the map with much more speed. I have noticed that my normal tried and tested tactics have sort of gone out of the window while I try and learn how to optimally use this new blaster. So the positions I'd normally try and hold with the Ultra Select I'm not necessarily holding. I'm falling back more, I'm more vulnerable and more squishy, you know, I can't take the same amount of hits. And then once I get moving fast, it's not so much about holding your position, it's about moving around really quickly. So I just need to be careful around that hole and around that hammer not to accidentally die on the scenery. But we have got 5 of the tokens now and we're moving very, very, very quickly. I'm at the point where I can't properly control the blaster. I'm having to try and stand still to take aim at people, and then as soon as I move, I'm just all over the place. There's tokens there in the middle, but I'm scared to run for them because I think there's a high chance I'll fall into the hole. I would love to see what this looks like from Solodragon's perspective. I can imagine it looks quite insane. So we are doing a good job of taking out the opponents and controlling the field. I just really need to be careful picking up the tokens. The ones that are spawning right near that hole, dangerous. I had a fairly straight line on them then, that wasn't too bad. But yeah, if I wasn't lagging, I'd probably be a little bit more confident, but because of the lag as well, it just seems scary. So yeah, we're just going to blast our way around, and it almost feels like the game is struggling to keep up with this speed that I'm moving at there. So another easy victory. We're seeing the speed doing its thing. Only 4 kills though, so I didn't get the full bonus. I suppose it doesn't matter, and it's not that surprising because I was struggling to shoot anybody at all really, I was moving too quickly. This video is going really long, so let's jump to the next match. Arena 4 again. I'll probably make this the last match for this video, and then I've recorded some team games with Solodragon and King Tony, which I'll try and get out at some point this week hopefully. That video will be much shorter than this. This is the episode 20 showcase, so I don't mind it going a bit long. After all, it is a kind of a milestone for this series. A milestone I never thought I'd reach when I started at the beginning. And I definitely didn't think I'd be just hitting this blaster to level 14 at the time. At the time I was at episode 20. It's been a very happy coincidence in that respect. So we're getting some good long distance shots off here. Someone's coming in on me, but I'm just making use of that strafing left and right. I've had to heal up, and I've not managed to take them out yet, annoyingly. So we need to try and get this kill, and we do get it. Oh, it looked like they actually teleported back. They didn't get killed at all, so I didn't get the bonus for that interaction. That's frustrating, but it doesn't matter. We'll carry on fighting at a distance, at least for now. Now our opponent with the Jolt surviving thanks to the Jolt's power, but it doesn't matter, we kill him with the next dart and then pick up all those tokens. Again, I need to be careful not to just go running into the middle and getting hit by the hammer and ended up in the middle of that hole. That would suck. Heavy one-on-one here. Managed to get the kill, but we also need to use the healing card. And we're now starting to approach the point in the game where the speed on the blaster is going to get uncontrollable and I'm going to really struggle to move around. Thankfully I'm not experiencing quite as much lag in this game as I did in the last few, but it is still there unfortunately. Looks like I've got a clear one on these. Ooh, I very nearly fell in the hole there, that was scary. Alright, we're at 10 tokens, so it's just run around and not get caught time. You can look on the mini-map, you can just see how slow everybody moves compared to me. Like, it's very, very, very difficult for them to keep up. As long as I don't run into scenery, I should be fine. And yes, we are. Okay, I'm going to call it there because it's gone quite long. Really appreciate everyone who watches this series. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next episode of Nobody's Watching.